Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Let's argue! Hopped on social media, asked you guys for some hot takes, controversial statements, and unpopular opinions. Didn't even pregame this. I have no idea what the hell you guys said, so probably some horrible things. So let's give it a look-see, shall we? Fantano has good reviews. Honestly, I hate Fantano. He's shit. In terms of sugary Europop, Aqua and S Club 7 never got the acclaim for the tight melodic composition, sharp writing, and intriguing experimentation they deserved. I don't know if I can really get down with the S Club 7, but I do recognize and give a solid nod to Aqua. They were ahead of the curve. Nu metal is defendable, and there were bands back during that era who made enjoyable material. I actually 100% endorse and agree with this. There are some nu metal bands that, and listen, I listen to friggin' all of them. I grew up on that shit when I was in high school, and until I got into punk music, and then I was on some real shit. But still, up until that point, there are some records that I remember listening to back in the day that I enjoyed as a kid, some of which were more industrial rock or just weird, experimental, funny, quirky, dumb shit that I can look back on now, and it's actually not that bad. Some early Slipknot records, not that bad. Some early Korn records, not that bad. System of a Down, pretty great. I can even go back now and appreciate, in a very funny way, like mindless self-indulgence. It's actually more hilarious to me now as a 30-year-old than it was to me when I was like 13, 14, 15. Radiohead's Moon-Shaped Pool is hard to listen to / enjoy. I'd rather listen to Pablo Honey or the King of Limbs remix album. What is wrong with you? Brockhampton is just Odd Future for hipsters. It burns. That is so not true. Obviously, Odd Future is a point of reference for Brockhampton, but Brockhampton has many fantastic qualities that are all their own, okay? It's not inherently wrong or a bad thing to be obviously inspired by another artist, even if that artist is your contemporary, okay? Okay. Trap is the new disco. It might just be. I feel like the trap craze that we're going through right now is really just as huge. It's just as intense as the disco phase from years and years and years and years ago. In a lot of ways, it's just as saturated, just as desperately copied, just as shallow. And listen, that's not a knock against rap music. That's not a knock against hip hop. I think when this trend eventually sort of turns down, rap is still going to be there, and it will have kind of reinvented itself into something different, gotten onto a new wave, gotten onto a new sound, and what was sort of this decade will kind of be left in the past. At least that's my prediction. Jaden Smith is currently better at making rap music than Marshall Mathers. It's true. It's true. I would rather listen to 3 new Jaden Smith mixtapes than 1 new Eminem album, or have to re-experience Revival over again. Jaden Smith is better than Eminem, okay? If it came down to if I'd listen to Jaden Smith for the rest of my life or Eminem, every day I would listen to Jaden Smith. I would listen to Jaden Smith. As long as we're talking about current day, both artists, I would pick Jaden Smith. How do you feel about publications who rated science fiction highly, leaving it off year-end lists entirely based off of the news about Lacey? I think it's kind of interesting. I think the way to approach it appropriately, though, is to maybe make a statement about it as opposed to just like, being completely hush and just not addressing the issue. Because I think the problem is pretty explainable. I mean, for me, it's very cut and dry. Jesse Lacey coming forward and basically admitting to what he had been accused of, essentially incriminates him and sullies his art in a really significant way. And listen, let's be honest with ourselves. Music journalism, music coverage, especially year-end lists, it's a promotional game. It is a promotional game. And you're promoting and you're pushing out there the albums and the artists that you think are special, that you think are great. And it's completely understandable that, hey, this artist fessed up to doing something that morally I find very reprehensible, that the wider public finds morally reprehensible, I don't want to use my platform to promote their work because it just doesn't feel very good. It doesn't feel right. From reconsidering, stepping back, and saying, you know what, I'm going to just not really touch this and just go off and do another thing because this is not really something that I want to associate myself with. There you go. SZA is just a great value form of Jhené Aiko. No! No, 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 no! Kendrick is selling out. Kinda, but I mean, you know, what did you expect? The dude's been selling sneakers, you know? Like, as long as he continues to make good music, music that I enjoy, music that I think is good, music that I think is artistically viable and good execution, good quality, creative, thoughtful, lyrical. I don't really care how much he sells out. He can, you know, come out with a version, super collector's edition, damn, tomorrow. And it's just like every song on the record in reverse order and the audio is like physically reversed. And I just feel like, whatever. As long as the next album's good, whatever. Make your money, get your coin. It's rare that an artist at Kendrick's level is actually kind of getting the notoriety that he is. So just, yeah, make your money. Make that money. Jay-Z is the most overrated artist in rap. His rhymes are weak. He's only popular because he rode the wave of rap at the time. I mean, ugh. I feel like there's potentially argument there that Jay-Z's rhymes are not the best of 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 the best. But, like, the dude's sound and style changed the game. I mean, you can't really say he's popular just because he rode a wave. Dude created a wave. Like, during the time in which he was at his height of popularity, especially through Rockefeller Records, with a lot of the artists and sounds he was promoting. Like, dude changed the sound and landscape of the hip-hop genre. Like, so many people out there wanted to be Jay-Z. They copied the dude's sound again and again and again and again. There were so many Jay-Z ripoffs out there. So, I mean, can't just say he rode a wave, you know? I mean, maybe you can kind of make that argument for his earliest material, but he clearly came into his own in the 2000s in a really big way that changed things in a way that if there was no Jay-Z, hip-hop would not look at all like it looks today. You're the only one who dislikes Ed Sheeran's latest album, and you're wrong. Well, you know, I'm just gonna leave that one out there. I'm just going to leave that out there. I'm not even going to argue about it, okay? Maybe it does deserve more praise than I gave it. We're going to finish it off with that. Thank you guys very much for watching this latest episode of Let's Argue. Let's argue again at some other point in the near future. Love you, love you, love you. Anthony Fantano, Let's Argue. Over here next to my head is another video in the Let's Argue series that you can watch. Click on that or click on the link to subscribe to the channel. Antoine Fantoine, argue, 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 forever.